Welcome to the first real week of Michelle Builds It. I am super excited. I hope you guys are too. I know we were just barely warming up last week, so I'm ready to dive into some list building this week. But first, real talk, because I promised to share how this really goes. So this weekend, and I'm going to tell you more about this probably tomorrow or Wednesday in a video because it was hilarious. This weekend, and as I was gearing up to really get started this week, I ended up for the first time reading a book about feng shui. And I had never really understood anything or known anything about feng shui before, but I ended up with this book and I sat down just to read a couple of pages and I ended up reading the whole freaking book Saturday night and spiraling myself into what could only be described as like this 5-alarm feng shui emergency in my house. I was up all night rearranging my entire house because after having never known anything about feng shui, all of a sudden everything apparently had to be absolutely perfect in order to kick off this project. So I'll tell you more about that tomorrow, but it was hilarious and I think it's a perfect example of some of the crazy things we do as entrepreneurs when we start branching into new places and trying new things because we just kind of make ourselves crazy and go off on these tangents. And sometimes, that's okay and it's just going to happen. So like I said, I'll tell you more about it. Maybe I'll even tour you around the place, show you some of the changes I made. But now that we have the feng shui emergency out of the way, I can get on with list building, which is the goal of this week. And I will admit, this is a real-time, step-by-step look at what it takes to build an online business. And I'm just going to tell you right now, list building is out of order. To be focusing on list building right now is, not the correct order in which, I would recommend you do something. But I also think sometimes you need a little bit of momentum. And I shared, I blew up all my social media accounts before I started this project because it just wasn't the right people on my lists. I was in tech for a long time and I had a bunch of tech entrepreneurs on my lists and they're just not online entrepreneurs. And so I blew up all my all my social media, blew up my email list, and I want to build a little bit of more momentum. So I'm breaking the rules, which as Picasso said, like once you know all the rules, right, you learn all the rules so that you can break them. So I'm breaking them this week and I am talking about list building. And I hope you're on board with me to try some fun list building yourselves. I know that some of you already have, and that's just awesome seeing your examples. In order to help all of us build some great lists this week, I put together a checklist of 77 ways to build your list, 77 things you should be doing. And I broke them into just the basics, what you should this kind of checklist of stuff you forget about your social media accounts, where to put all of your opt-ins. So there's a very basic list. Then there's, the medium list of things if you're ready to get a little courageous. And then there's the list of really some of the advanced ideas that I've come across in order to build your list. I'm going to be experimenting from that list all week long. I'm actually sitting down today and hammering through all the basics and making sure that all that foundational stuff is in place. And then the rest of the week, I'm going to experiment, share with you what works and what doesn't work. And I would love to hear your experiences as well. So if you want the checklist, go into the file section. It's a PDF right there to download. Take a look at that. Definitely look at the basics, start to think about a plan to sit down and get those in place, and then how you're going to get a little bit more adventurous. And if you have ideas that aren't on that list, I would love, love, love to see them. I know a few of you have already shared, and I so appreciate that. So let's get going. I'm not going to take a ton of your time with the with list building today. I just wanted to check in, let you know what the theme of the week was, that worksheet is there for you, and just please check in and let us know what you've learned about list building or what you might be trying this week. We would love to hear about it.